Let's grade the 2025 Mets, these freaking bums. It's insane how we're not in the postseason anyways. Start by saying this, man, I'm not your metrics guy. I'm not your advanced metrics. I don't look at bat speed and this unit and that unit. I'm just gonna tell you what I've seen watching the season and kind of just do the eye test with everybody. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Francisco Lindor for me gets a C+. Don't let this 30-30 season, it's an illusion. I don't know if it was the toe. I don't know if this is just who Lindor is, because every year he has slow starts. But even with the 30-30 season, I just don't feel like he was as impactful as he should be. $300 million guy. He's shown what he could be when he does get going. All we got this year were like little glimpses of it, but that's it. They were just little glimpses. I don't know if the broken toe played a role. I'm kind of stuck right now in between, like, was it a broken toe or this is who Lindor is? Which sucks because my man went on an MVP run last year, and then this year, I just feel like his impact was missing. He's also made some defensive errors. Don't get me wrong. I think Lindor's defense is crazy good. I just feel like I've seen him made more errors than usual this year. And there's an even bigger spotlight on those errors because I feel like a lot of them came in like moments where we could have won if it wasn't for that defensive play. There's a lot of captain talk with Lindor. I think there's an argument to be made this year like, yo, I don't know if he deserved it. Again, man, I just feel like Lindor's performance, it's not that it was bad, but I've seen it be more impactful last year. I feel like I didn't see that this year. Pete Alonso, I give a B+. The only reason I don't give him an A is because of these stupid throws he does to first base. Call it what you want, man. Like, if Alonso makes a better throw to KODAI Senga, he probably doesn't get injured. And it just feels like it all started there and then everything went downhill with our pitchers. Outside of that, Pete Alonso is one of two guys in this lineup that truly carried this offense. Pete Alonso, man, he just comes through. When you need that big swing the most, I just feel like Pete showed up. 38 homers, 120 RBIs. It's gonna be interesting, man, because it ain't my money, so I don't really care. But his market is gonna be crazy. I think every team is coming after Pete Alonso. An underrated quality about Pete Alonso, my guy's gonna play every game. Sure, the age will catch up to him like any human, but he obviously knows how to take care of his body. Juan Soto, for me, gets an A. The only thing I could have asked more from Juan Soto is that I just feel like he hasn't had his moment yet as a Met, and he had many opportunities to really, like, I mean, shift some momentum, start a fire, something. I just feel like there was opportunity for that. Obviously, earlier in the season, I think that's what shadowed his performance overall. Yes, he went on a slump like most players do, but my man had a career year. Literally almost had 40-40. What more could you really ask for in his offense? He's obviously a clutch player. It just feels like I haven't seen enough clutch moments. Everybody else got to figure it out and get on board. Brandon Nimmo, I'm gonna give a B. And look, man, I really wish I could give him a higher grade. I love Brandon Nimmo. Everybody loves Brandon Nimmo, right? But I think we got to keep it real here for a second. It feels like he's trying to make a case for his way out. And yes, part of it's his performance, but if this team wants to win a championship, unfortunately, I just feel like we need to move on from Nimmo. I might be overreacting or something, but I just feel like, bro, just from watching the season, I haven't seen enough impact from Nimmo either. Nimmo is a better player than what we've seen. But I also understand the rebuttal that, you know, he's also getting older. My man is 32 now. How much more could we really expect from dude? I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen with the lineup next year in terms of Nimmo. But one thing I just personally don't want to see anymore is Nimmo batting cleanup. September is obviously when baseball matters, man, and I feel like I've seen Nimmo bat cleanup so many times that month, and he's had good spots to really give us a W. He just didn't have that gene this year. He just didn't. Brett Baty for me gets a B+. The only reason he doesn't get an A, if I'm being honest, is because Mendy didn't let him be an everyday player. Brett Baty should be the everyday third baseman. He should be in the lineup every day. Out of all the young guys, Brett Baty has had the most impact. Mendy was driving me crazy, man. There's this whole like back and forth between Baty, Vientos, Mauricio. If it wasn't for that, I honestly think you could have gotten close to 25 home runs and entertained the conversation of like 80 to 100 RBIs. I think he's that good. Francisco Alvarez, I feel like I gotta give him a B-. I think he could have easily got a really high grade if he played most of the season. If you remember, because I know he also gets overshadowed because he actually played well towards the end of the season. Yo, he was so cooked earlier in the year. I mean, they had to send him down to AAA to figure it out. I'm not gonna even get into the conversation of Chavez and all that, but just talking about Alvarez here, if he could have just shown glimpses of what we've seen the last, call it 2 months of Alvarez, you're talking about one of the best catchers in the league, offensively at least. I know, man, did y'all see like how after we didn't make the playoffs, my man was on a plane going to Florida already hitting up a club? I'll be the first one to say, man, all pros, like, live your life. Everybody just live your life. I don't care. I think you have to read the room there and not post it. You just lost the most important game of the season. Mind you, if I remember correctly, like, he didn't even play well, and then you hit in the club after, and you're just posting it for the world to see. Maybe I'm doing a lot, but read the room, my boy, like... What you doing? Tyrone Taylor, I'm giving a C+. He hasn't played good all year. If we're being honest, there's no way he could get a B. He was actually closer to a C-D player. But man, after we got Mullins and Siri came back, that ignited some motivation in dude, obviously, because he was clearly the best center fielder that we had. Which is hilarious because honestly, I think everybody wanted Tyrone out the lineup because his bat was just trash. And then you go and get Cedric Mullins, who's even more garbage. And then Siri comes back healthy. You give him an opportunity and he can't catch fly balls, bro. It made everybody Everybody appreciate Tyrone Taylor. I wish his bat was better because this guy is actually, defensively, this guy is really good. This guy's a cornerback in the NFL easily. Jeff McNeil for me gets a C. I feel like dude had maybe like a stretch of what, 2 weeks that he played really well. Other than that, man, when you tell me what has Jeff McNeil done this year, it's really hard to say he was a positive impact. Down the stretch, my man went 4 for 44. What are you doing, bro? Like, that's when we need you the most. That's when we need players to just show up the most. I don't know what it is with Jeff McNeil. This is my beef with him, if I'm being honest. You were batting champion not too long ago. I mean, that was such a beautiful year, a beautiful season. I thought like, yo, we just solidified our second baseman right there. Nothing was the same. He could never get back to that form. But like, not even like remotely close to it. How did this night and day shift just happen so quickly? And honestly, I think that's why we keep him around. Like, we just think that he could show up and be a batting champion type of player again. I'd be really surprised if Jeff McNeil's on this team next year. Thank you, but we got to win a chip, bro. And I just don't think Jeff McNeil the answer. No, I know Jeff McNeil is not the answer. Starling Marte, I don't know, man. I got to give him a D. Yeah, again, he had like little moments that are cute and are exciting as a fan. And it's like, yay, you know, like, hey, thank you. But that's it. That's it. That's all it was. September also hurt him pretty bad. He had a pretty bad September. This is another guy I'd be surprised if he's still on the team. The only reason they do keep him around, if they keep him around, is for the vibes with Juan Soto. But I don't know. I think this year was the year for that. Mark Vientos, sheesh, man. Mark Vientos, I hate to give him this grade, but I gotta give Vientos a D. Yo, I don't know what happened, bro, but like all year, he couldn't figure it out. He had a little glimpse of it, but yo, he just never came around, dude. And yo, I'll be the first one, man. If you guys know me, I am a sucker for this guy. Yo, Mark Vientos last year, bro, like how good was Mark Vientos in the postseason, bro? Like he was putting up beastie numbers in the postseason. Like he really showed you he is about being on the spotlight. He's about the big game. He's a big reason we made a deep run last year. I don't know what the hell happened this year. I really don't. I don't know if it's a sophomore slump. I don't know, bro. I don't got answers for that. I really don't, which sucks, man. Even getting to the trade deadline, the last person I wanted to get rid of was Mark Vientos. I still had hope that he would turn it around that second half. It's crazy because I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020, man, but you know, it's a strong case to like get rid of Vientos. It's just what it is. I think especially like these last 2 months, I hate to say it, but he's kind of made a case for him to be out of here. He's unfortunately another one. I'd be surprised if he's on the team. I think it just really depends if the top dogs really believe in the kid. Cedric Mullins, F, boy. Easy F, Cedric Mullins. I'm sure a nice guy, like really nice guy, actually. I'm sure he's a really nice guy. Stay in Baltimore, bro. I just don't, I don't know if it's the New York atmosphere that he can't play in. I don't know if it's the, I don't know. I have no answers for Cedric Mullins. This guy was an automatic out every at bat. It is what it is. He just was. Defensively, he read the ball wrong a couple times. That honestly cost us a couple games. And then just the eye test, bro. I just feel like he's like scared, man. I don't know what the word is. Maybe not scared, but like, yo, everything good, man? Like, what's up, man? You good? Like, yo, you play for the Mets? You know what I'm saying? You playing with people like Soto? Like, yo, get in there, get in, you know, like, yo, get with the program, get with the vibes, bro. But maybe this is personality, I don't know. But to me, Cedric Mullins just never fit on this team. F. Edwin Diaz is an A+. This is the first time since 2022 where I felt like Diaz was an automatic win. If this guy came in the game, you are winning the game. That's all you want from your closer, is just to be reminded, don't worry, the game is over. We are up, we're gonna win. He's the closer. Stearns wants to talk about, oh, run prevention. I'm gonna work on run prevention. If you're gonna work on run prevention, you give Edwin Diaz whatever the hell he wants. You just do. You are not gonna find another closer like him. He already loves the organization. Unlike Pete, right? He didn't even know he's gonna opt out. You gotta sign this kid again. A+. Nolan McClain gets an A+. I understand he played like what, 4 to 5 games, whatever the hell it was, but he was at his best in every start. This was one of the only, probably the only pitcher on the rotation that felt like he gave the boys a shot. Everybody else, you're on the edge of your seat. You don't know what you're gonna get. Nolan McClain pitches. You feel really good about the day. You really feel good about your chances of winning against anybody. Don't be surprised if this is the ace next year. Clay Holmes is a funny guy, man. Clay Holmes, I'm actually gonna give a B. Yes, I don't think Clay Holmes has like that dog in him, but after giving it some thought, man, and not being emotional, a man pitched the most innings he ever did in his life. The transition from being a closer to a starting pitcher is not easy, bro. And with all that being said, he still comfortably put himself in a conversation of being a 3-4 man in any rotation on any team. It's not always pretty. You're probably not gonna get more than 5 innings, but I tell you this, I'd rather have him than Sean Manaea, Frankie Montas, KODAI Senga, and believe it or not, at times David Peterson, especially late in the year. You can't ask for more. It's unfortunate. I mean, obviously the innings caught up to him late in the season, but but I do think the Mets got more than what they asked for. David Peterson gets a C. And honestly, this is like that student that was like doing so well in class from like the beginning to the middle of the year and then just failed all his tests afterwards. If it wasn't for the last 2 months of the season, I think David Peterson comfortably gets like a B+. He kind of carried this rotation for a bit, but when you needed him the most, he just did not show up, like at all. This guy and McGill, man, I just feel like those are the two pitchers the Mets kind of hold on to in hopes that they kind of turn it around and become a stud. And every year it never happens. And every year we still try to make them into studs. Sean Manaea, F. I've never been so comfortable to see that, okay, it's going to be Sean Manaea pitching. I know it's going to be an L. It's either going to be a L or we're going to have no shot. It's going to be a tough game. But the Sean Manaea from last year, the ace-like Manaea, we didn't get one glimpse of it at all. We're paying the man $25 million a year to pitch not even 2 innings in a do-or-die game. Listen, man, I understand injuries and all that. F, boy, F. KODAI Senga, I know it's unfortunate, man, with his injury and stuff. It's kind of hard to give him a definitive grade. All I know is that after his injury, nothing was the same, and that boy's been hurting the team more than helping. Jonah Tong and Sproat obviously showed their ceiling's pretty high, dude. We've asked a lot from them, bro, like, because these vets couldn't figure it out. The potential is definitely there. I think Sproat's more ready than Tong is. Tong only had like, what, like 3 starts in AAA and then just got like thrown into the wolves. But I think those guys are going to be fine. I honestly think they're going to be part of the rotation next year. And even hearing Stearns talk about the season, it just felt like Stearns is not really big on signing a big pitcher. And he's a big believer in bringing up pitching from the farm. So we'll see. I'm gonna go through the bullpen and kind of just give them their grades and quick thoughts. Brooks Raley, I think, is actually better than what the eye test might tell you. I could comfortably give Brooks Raley a B+. Just off the top of my head, it's been very few times where I feel like he's come into a game and just completely lost it. If anything, I feel like he held it down the most. Tyler Rogers, I'm gonna give him a C+ because we got him at the trade deadline to kind of fix the bullpen, and I felt like it didn't help as much as I wish it did. If anything, I have more moments in my head where Tyler Rogers kind of blew the game up rather than help it. Brazoban, I'm gonna give like a C-. Like, other than like the late stretch where he kind of ate some innings, I think that was the Manaea game. He's just a mid to low arm. It is what it is. Reed Garrett was on his way to get the same grade before the injury. I think we've seen the best out of Reed Garrett, honestly. Ryan Stanek and Ryan Helsley both get Fs. It was so crazy that they just put us in a position, bro, that anytime they came into the game, you knew it was over. It was like throwing the white flag. When your bullpen arms are doing that, I mean, you have a bad bullpen. And the crazy thing is Ryan Helsley's actually filthy. Like, his stuff, raw talent, is filthy. You can even say the same for Stanek, man. Anytime you could throw 100 and change and then bring it down to low 90s, that's special talent. We've seen it last year with Stanek. This year, him and Helsley, yo, I have no answers. But they hurt the team more than help. David Stearns gets an F. His job is literally to build the team for Mendoza to manage. I'm laughing because I'm just thinking, yo, everybody that he brought onto this team this year hurt us more than anything. Trade acquisitions were bad. Signing Sean Manaea was a bad deal. Frankie Montas, boy. After this year, I don't want any more science projects. We all got fooled last year, right? With the science projects of Severino, Manaea. Oh, the Mets got a pitching lab. Yo, false alarm, false alarm. I'm not falling for that anymore. That's why he gets an F. Carlos Mendoza, for me, gets a C-. I just felt like so many times, man, he was just over-managing, overthinking. I also think he shuffled the lineup way too much. Maybe he was overreacting. I don't know if like analytic guys or anything. I really don't know. But I also don't think Mendoza's the problem. I don't think he's the solution, but I don't think he's the problem, which is why I'm okay with not firing Mendoza. Like, people forgot like last year what happened. That was under Mendoza. Call it what you want. Mendoza was the coach 2024. The OMG Mets that everybody loved, that was Carlos Mendoza. It's his second year. After next year, if you kind of see the same patterns, then I think I could entertain the conversation of, all right, we need to fire Mendoza. Again, don't get it twisted. I do think there was a lot of opportunity with him. I just don't think firing Mendoza is the move. All right, so those are the grades I'm gonna give these guys like I'm their teacher or something. If you made it this far into the video, I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Like, any engagement is really appreciated. Feel free to follow and continue supporting me on all socials. It's the same handle at Aychlife. And I just want to say thank you for this season. I mean, it's the first time that I really started making some Mets content. I really do appreciate everyone who has followed me, messaged me, DM me, gave me their thoughts. More of you guys have reached out to DM me, contact me more than I've ever expected. With that being said, I really do appreciate that. Not only does it show that you obviously support what I do, but I'm glad that you guys still want to continue conversation even off camera. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. You could give me your grades. I'd be very curious to hear what you guys think. I know everyone's opinion is kind of everywhere, especially with like the higher ups. So feel free to let me know in the comments below. And again, thank you guys for watching.